On March 5th, it was St. Piran's Day. St. Piran is the patron saint of Cornwall, and I'm going to show you an amazing Cornish cake to make. Hi guys, welcome back to Dadlicious Eats. Now, I live in London, but I'm originally from Cornwall, which on this map is right down in the southwest corner of the UK. So Cornwall, quite simply, is the best place in the UK to visit. It has amazing beaches, we've got amazing food, some of the best produce in the country, the best cheeses, we've got some of the best meat, surrounded by the sea, so tons of fresh fish. And as well as that, we've got some amazing baked goods. And today I want to teach you how to make Hevva Cake, which is essentially a bit like a scone, a bit like a rock cake. It's a heavily spiced cake with plenty of dried fruit in it, and it's the perfect cake to go with your tea or your coffee in the afternoon. As always, it would really help me out if you were to like this video. It helps me to share it out on YouTube and really get the point across that it doesn't need to cost a lot of money to make delicious food. Right, let's get cooking. So to start off with ingredients, we want 100 grams of caster sugar, 250 grams of dried mixed fruit, 350 grams of plain flour, 150 grams of unsalted butter diced, 100 milliliters of milk, 4 teaspoons of mixed spice, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So let's take a mixing bowl, put in our flour, then add in our salt and our baking powder. And then we're going to add in our butter. So make sure this is room temperature because it's just much easier to work with. And we're going to rub the butter into the flour. So just between your fingers and your thumbs, we're going to turn this into a breadcrumb-like consistency. It's going to take 2 or 3 minutes. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're not, why not go ahead, click that button now. I've got tons of videos I want to share with you, and I'd really appreciate it if you were to subscribe. If you've got a comment, drop it below. I'll absolutely get back to you. So let's just keep working through the butter and the flour mixture. And after a couple of minutes, it looks something like this. Next up, we're going to pop in our spice, followed by our sugar, and then our mixed fruit. So we give that a good mix around. So just work that into the mixture. And then it's time to add in our milk. So this might look initially like it's not enough milk. It looks like it might be a little bit dry, but don't worry, this will all come together nicely. Now, as I said, this is a traditional Cornish cake. So we celebrate St. Piran's Day on the 5th of March every year. St. Piran is the patron saint of Cornwall. He was an Irish priest, and rumour has it he discovered tin when it was melting out of the rock next to his fire. He also lived to, allegedly, over 200 years old, and he died when he got drunk and fell down a well. So certainly an interesting character. So we've got rid of the spoon now. It's easier to start working this with your hands. Once you've got rid of some of the stickiness, it's just easier, and you'll end up having to use your hands anyway. So just get stuck in. Great thing for the children to help out and do. So once that's 90% or so the way there, we're just going to pop that out onto our counter. Now make sure you preheat the oven. You probably want it on about 180 degrees centigrade. So get that going 15-20 minutes before you're actually going to pop it into the oven. Now we've got our lump of dough. We're going to start shaping it, and we're going to make it into a nice disc, and it's going to be about 3 centimeters or 1.5 inches thick. You don't need a rolling pin, just use your hands. It doesn't need to be perfect. You could shape this into a square if you've got maybe a brownie tin, a square tin. You could put it in there, but I quite like it as a round disc, and it looks a little bit more sort of rustic and homemade, which I think is always good when you're making cakes. So now we're going to pop it onto our baking tray, so just use a bit of grease-proof paper and just pop that straight on. So now we're going to pop that into the oven, about 180 degrees centigrade, and we're looking at about 30 minutes or so for that to cook. You basically want it cooking until it's nice and golden brown. It can still be a little soft in the middle, but you definitely don't want it to go too dark a colour. This looks absolutely perfect at the moment. It's got the consistency somewhere between a scone and a rock bun that we recently cooked and made a recipe for. Finally, we're just going to dust the cake with about a tablespoon of sugar. So pop it onto a board, leave it for 15-20 minutes to help firm up and cool down a little bit as well. And then we're just going to cut this into strips, and then we'll cut these into nice bite-sized pieces. So this is going to come out lovely. Doesn't stick to the knife, so you can see it's been well cooked. Nice consistency, packed full of fruit. This is my delicious Cornish Hevva cake. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon. Cheers.